Welcome to the Empowered Life Healthy Hearts webinar. I'm Marcy Snodgrass, a certified yoga instructor, massage therapist, and health coach. You need open heart surgery. Those were pretty sobering words to hear as a 23-year-old. Pretty scary, in fact. I had gone in for a cold, and a really miraculous chain of events led doctors to find a more significant issue that led to this procedure. After learning that I couldn't maintain my health without assistance, I decided that I had to make some healthy changes. I used this 3-step approach that I want to share with you today to either reclaim your health or to keep your already healthy heart happy. The first step was nutrition. Clean eating is my rule. Now here's what that means. 5 ingredients or less, and you recognize them all. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. Or if it grew in your grandmother's garden, you can probably eat it. So that's a good rule. If it's real food, whole food, and using 1 to 2 cups of greens every day is a really good thing to add into your diet. The darker, the better. You may think that kale and chard are bitter, so here's a quick tip. Just use your lemon, either straight lemon or lemon oil, and massage your kale. Yes, I mean literally, massage it, massage your kale, and it helps cut the bitterness. Also, cut out processed foods. The more that you can eat whole foods and real foods, the better. And juicing. I love to juice because it's a way to get a lot of servings of vegetables at one sitting. It also gives your digestive system a break. It gives the body time to be able to repair and work on other systems of the body if it's not having to break down your food. Terrazyme is also a really good supplement to use because it's a digestive enzyme and it helps to break down your food as you eat it. But juicing is one of my go-tos that I always use if I need a little extra nurturing and care for my body. I like to use essential oils in my cooking. Do you know you can take nearly any citrus oil? I like grapefruit, tangerine, or wild orange, lemon. You can put any of those with a little extra virgin olive oil, avocado, put it in your blender. Vitamix is my favorite. And just blend it up. It makes a great, easy dressing. But I'm going to tell you my favorite dressing. And that is a little wild orange oil with a half of an orange and fresh basil. Put it with a little EVOO, a little water, salt and pepper, and mix it up. It looks beautiful. The green color is amazing, and it tastes delicious. I also like to use On Guard on apples for snacks, so it's like it tastes good and it's boosting my immune system at the same time. Perfect. And I like to cook a lot of soups. Soups are easy. You can take an onion, celery, and carrot, chop it up, and it's a good base for any soup. I always start with that, and then I add oregano, a drop of oregano essential oil, 1 drop of basil essential oil, and 1 drop of thyme essential oil. And that's a really good flavor base. Then I put my vegetable broth in, and it makes really, I kind of look in the fridge and see what else do I have, and I throw it all in there. So whatever veggies and leftovers that I have, you can put it in, make a soup, 30 minutes or less, and you've got dinner ready to go. The third piece of nutrition is the measuring stick that I use. This is a question that I ask myself, and really it can apply to anything, not just nutrition, any part of your life. The question is this decision that I'm making right now moving me more toward health or away from health? So this food that I'm about to eat, is it moving me more toward health or away from health? This reaction that I'm about to have to a situation, is it moving me more toward health or away from health? It's a really good measuring stick to use in any area of your life. The second step in my 3-step approach is exercise. Now exercise, you have to make it fun. If you don't enjoy going to the gym, you're never going to stick with it. So it's really important to do something that you love. Running. Some people love to run, but me, I only run if someone's chasing me. But now yoga, I love to do, so I'm willing to do it every day. So you have to find something that you love doing to keep up with your exercise. Also use essential oils when you're exercising. I love a little wild orange oil. I put it on my hands and I'll just put a little tint over my nose and mouth and use that maybe 3 breaths. And then as I do my sun salutations in the morning, it allows me to smell that aroma. So I'm engaging more of my senses as I do my exercise. And I find it really uplifts me. I also like to use a little drop of Breathe and peppermint across the chest before I start to work out. It makes exercise feel a little easier just because it helps with the respiratory support. And of course, Deep Blue Rub is great afterwards if you have sore muscles. You can put that on anywhere and it helps with those sore muscles. Meditation and visualization is one of the most important keys to heart health because we want to keep the stress low and the nurturing high. You may say, listen, Marcy, there's no way I could sit for an hour and meditate. You don't have to. You might think, I couldn't even sit for 20 minutes and meditate. You don't have to. You could start out with 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So I'm going to give you a little easy exercise that helped me get started because I was the same way. I felt like I couldn't sit for very long. So I started out with a gratefulness exercise. I would think about all the people in my life that I was grateful for. And I would think about one person and do an inhale and exhale. Second person, inhale, exhale. And before you know it, I had gone through 10 or 20 people. I'd had 10 or 20 good deep breaths. And it was a great way for me to start my meditation exercise. So it doesn't matter if you only take a couple of minutes, just sit and breathe. That's the important thing. Most of us use about 10% of the capacity of our lungs. Try to breathe deeply into your belly so that you can really get the full benefit of meditation and visualization. I promise, it gets easier. I like to use frankincense and sandalwood when I meditate, so I will put a drop on the third eye center on the crown of my head and a little drop across my chest, and then I take whatever's left and just rub my palms together, make that same little tint over my nose and mouth, take in a few deep breaths, and it just really helps me to relax. The third step in my 3-step approach is emotional wellness. Emotions absolutely affect our physical health. In the Louise Hay book, Heal Your Body, she talks about heart issues as a lack of joy or a hardening of the heart or a belief in strain or stress. And then she introduces the new thought pattern. I joyously love every moment of my life and I allow joy in my mind, body, and experience. I like to look at it like this. For every suffering that we have, we need an equal amount of nurturing. For instance, if your child is getting bullied at school, let's say someone's making fun of them for what they're wearing, they get this 10-minute bullying session at school. They need a 10-minute nurturing session to balance that out. So when they get home, you give them a big hug, you give them a little citrus bliss oil to uplift them, and then you just listen. I mean, really, isn't that what kids need? Sometimes they just need us to listen. But you give them that nurturing session, and it helps to balance that out. But that need never goes away. As adults, we also need that. We need the nurturing because we have chaotic days. We have a day that doesn't go as planned, and we need that balance in our lives. So the nurturing has to help balance that out. It's self-care. What is it that really feels good to you? Reading a book? Maybe taking a walk? A hot bath? I heard a long time ago, a bubble bath a day helps keep all your troubles away. So I've committed to that for about 20-something years now, and I can tell you it's pretty true. But whatever it is that feels like good self-care to you, do that. And let some joy come into your life. We sometimes feel like we have to put this ceiling on our joy, like we can't go past this amount of joy. We pull down the joy quotient. But I promise you, you can allow joy into your life. And the more that you start to have that thought of, I lovingly allow joy into my life and into my experience, it will change the way you look at things. It will change how you feel. And you need that nurturing and that self-care. So many women think that it's selfish to have self-care. But I promise you it's just the opposite. When you take care of yourself, you can thrive. And you have a full heart. And that makes it really easy to share with people. So it's important to really nurture yourself. Do it. Don't feel bad about it. Enjoy it. I find that Melaleuca and Elevation are really good tools to help make that shift. I like a little Melaleuca on my arms and the back of my neck just to help shift any kind of negative energy. And then Elevation is really good to uplift. I mean, it is called Joyful Blend after all, but it is a good one to really elevate your mood. Many people who have had health procedures like mine, they experience sadness or a loss of joy right afterwards. This is fairly normal. Sometimes it's just not knowing what to expect, or just realizing that you have this new temporary normal. And maybe you've been used to going all the time, and then all of a sudden the littlest task makes you overly tired. You just don't know how to respond to this new normal, but trust me, it will be okay. And it usually goes away in several weeks, but sometimes it can last for up to 6 months. And some people tend to withdraw into isolation when that happens because they're not realizing that the body is just in a repairing transition. So it's taking that time to repair and respond to how you take care of it. Melissa is a beautiful oil for this. I find that it's really good for this transition. You can take 1 drop on the roof of your mouth, another on the back of your neck and your chest, and it really helps to get you through this process. I promise you that this is a great oil to make big energy shifts. So use your Melissa essential oil. Another blend that I love to help with this transition is a blend of elevation, sandalwood, patchouli, and peppermint. It's very uplifting and just helps you to feel light and buoyant, and I would suggest putting that in the diffuser, or you can absolutely put it on topically. So now I'm going to give you 2 of my favorite diffuser recipes that I use all the time. I use these in my office. I use them constantly. So my first one is Balance, Serenity, and Peppermint. I love to put that in my diffuser in my office and run it all day, pretty much every day. The other one is Citrus Bliss and Spearmint. I love to put these together. They smell amazing, and they also help you to communicate the words that you want to get out. So they help you to verbalize whatever's in the heart. They are a perfect blend to help uplift and communicate. So that's my 3-step approach to keeping your heart healthy: nutrition, exercise, and emotional wellness. But don't feel like you have to do everything at once. If you just do one thing today that moves you more toward health, you've won. It's really not about changing your whole lifestyle. It takes time. And so if you do one little step every day, or maybe you pick one thing this week that you're working on, something else next week, you will be amazed at how all those little steps add up to big change over time. And that really is the key. It does take time. You didn't get where you are overnight, and you're not going to make those changes overnight. Give yourself a break. Have a little bit of compassion, because I know that you can change your life. I absolutely believe that everyone has the ability to take control of their own health, and you are no exception. You can absolutely do this. So from my heart to yours, let's keep it healthy.